And what do you think, son of Atreus, you greedy glory hound of the magnificent Greeks? Are you going to get another prize for you? Are you going to get another prize? Do you think we will have some kind of stockpile in reserve? Every town in this area has been sacked and the stuff all divided. You want the men to count it all back and redistribute it?
You may be a good man in fight, Achilles, and look like a god and all, but don't try to put one over on me. It won't work. So while you have your prize, am I supposed to just sit back and not have anything? Now maybe if my men vote to get me something, then I would be fine, but if not, then I would just have to take your prize, or Ajax's, or Odysseus, and fight for it.
Bro, if Agamemnon tries to take my girl, he is sorely wrong. If he thinks he can do that, he is wrong. He is going to have a battle at hand. So if he really tries to do this, we're going to have to throw some hands.
Hi, my name is Agamemnon. Achilles thinks he's all powerful, beautiful, but what he doesn't know is we have Apollo right now sending out the plague. So we're gonna send back Chryseis, and I'm gonna get his lady. You know, I mean, in the end, I'm the all powerful. What is he gonna do? I mean, call his mom, not fight a war.
Man, Agamemnon is sorely mistaken, like I said, if he really thinks that he's going to take my girl. Athena, what are you doing here?
I'm here to tell you that you have to let him be a big power hungry baby. Because if you just let him do that, you'll get 3 times as many magnificent gifts.
For real? Sounds good to me.
Okay, you do that.
Alright. As I was saying, I still don't want to give up my girl, but I guess I will now. You bloated drunk, with a dog's eyes and a rabbit's heart. You never had the guts to buckle on armor in battle. The only thing you could really use is this wax paper. Or come out with the best fighting Greeks on any campaign, afraid to look death in the eye. Agamemnon, it is far more profitable for you to hang back in the rear, isn't it? That's where all the weaklings are. Confiscating prizes from any Greek who talks back and bleeding your people dry. That's not a real man. Under your command, or this latest atrocity would be your last, son of Atreus. Now get this straight. I swear a formal oath. By this scepter, I swear, when every last Greek desperately misses Achilles, your remorse won't do any good then. When Hector the man-killer swats you down like flies, and you will eat your heart out because you failed to honor the best Greek of all, I will leave this battle, and you won't do anything about it. Man, Agamemnon has me wrong. He's really going to disrespect me like that. Well, he is going to be mistaken. I'm going to leave, and he's going to get destroyed by Hector. I mean, I can't deal with him anymore, just the way he's doing this, so I will freaking leave.
Listen, guys, y'all need to stop being big babies. Greece is having a sad day right now because its 2 best guys in council and in battle are button heads. Better men than y'all have come to me for advice, and so here's my piece of advice to y'all. You need to stop having a power trip and give the girl back to her dad so the whole thing starts ending. You need to stop locking horns with a king. You might have been born from a goddess, and you might be stronger, but you are not as powerful as a king is.
Look, Nestor, I understand what you're saying, old man, but who gave him permission to be so insolent? I mean, who does he think he is?
I mean, do you realize what people would call me if I bowed down to his every word? I mean, he can stick it in his gut. He sucks. I really don't care for what he has to say because I'm not going to bow down to him and just always do what he has to say. I'd rather tell him to keep his goddamn hands off. Honestly, my blood is boiling just listening to what he has to say.
I'm so excited to be going home because I've missed my dad and they took me so harmfully, and they made a whole sacrifice and everything to make it right with Apollo, and I still kind of feel bad for Briseis because she has to go be with Agamemnon in my place, and he's just not a very nice guy, but I feel really bad, but I'm super excited to be going home to my dad because I missed him a lot.
So you're ready to go?
Yay! I get to go home. Bless you.
Thank you. And that starts the character analysis, or I would say the secondary character analysis, since we did a little office style, I would say kind of little mini interviews. I played Achilles, obviously, or I hope it was obvious. His greatest downfall is how much rage he has. So the fact that he can't necessarily control it all the time, and the fact that the book starts out with rage, it really sets the tone for what he's going to do throughout the book and how he's going to portray himself. But he does have really good qualities, one of which is determination. And you know that once he sets his mind to something, that he's definitely going to do it.
Yeah. So I played a couple roles. I played Athena, I played Nestor, and at the end I played Chryseis. Nestor kind of like gave his little opinion. Chryseis, as a woman in ancient Greece, is kind of like undervalued, almost no rights, not allowed to do basically anything. So for her, getting kidnapped was obviously no one wants to get kidnapped, but it's just like she's powerless to do anything about it. But as like Apollo rains down all the curses on the Greeks, then she kind of like sees that like, oh well, her dad cares about her because he's getting Apollo to do all this stuff. And then as she's going back home, she's got to be overjoyed. Oh golly, that was bad. She's got to be overjoyed as she can finally like be herself again around her father and stuff.
Yeah, and so I played Agamemnon, like Jacob said, I hope that it was obvious. Agamemnon is like a very prideful character, like it's very hard for him to let go of his pride, of his manhood. When Achilles threatens him to take away Chryseis, he's really mad because he feels like his manhood is getting attacked, and that's a very Greek value that we see, that Homer tackles, as well as how women are described through the tone of the book and the words chosen by the author. And yeah.
And do you guys see your characters as heroes throughout the book?
I think Agamemnon is not a hero. I think yes, he does play an important role in how the story develops, but I don't think he's a hero.
I would call Achilles a hero, most definitely. Not only because of what he does in battle, but more for the fact of his values. Even though he does rage, he is very set in his ways, which does carry him far. And like being set in your ways, that can be a downfall at some points, but it definitely does help him for the most part.
I think my first two characters were pretty much heroes. I mean, they both tried to stop, like Athena and Nestor. They both tried to stop the fighting and like the inter army or whatever conflict, and that ultimately went up to save the Greeks in the end. So, Chryseis, hero. I mean, what can I say? What a stud. This here is the book that we used. It's the Iliad, written by Homer and translated by Stanley Lombardo.